Can fitness ever really be fun? Many people see exercising as just another chore to add to our never-ending to-do list as a mum. But if we really think about it, we know deep down the benefits to exercising regularly are huge. Therefore, surely it's beneficial to find the fun in exercising, and then we'll be more likely to do it. That's what I talk about in today's episode. Hello and welcome to the Happy Thriving Mums podcast, the show that talks about the simple actions busy mums like you can take to prioritise your own happiness, health and fitness. And it doesn't stop there. This show also includes amazing stories from inspiring women who help others to be the best version of themselves. Because if you feel great, you thrive, and so does your family. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to another episode of Happy Thriving Mums. I am so pleased you are here. I am Amanda, your host, and it is here on the Happy Thriving Mums podcast that we talk about improving our happiness, health and fitness whilst navigating the fun, trials and tribulations of motherhood. And don't we know there are many. Today I'm talking about fitness and the idea that fitness can be fun. Yes, it really can be fun. You can find the fun in anything if you look hard enough. So what do you think about that? Would you ever put the idea of fun and fitness together? For some people, those two words go together about as well as chalk and cheese. But I really don't think that this has to be the case. For some women, the idea of completing any form of exercise is actually fearful. It's a fearful idea. The thought of it is terrifying. Sadly, I think there remains a generation, or even a few generations really, who see women and sport and exercise as something that doesn't really go together. It is still quite prevalent today that sport and exercise is seen as a male preserve or something so highly unenjoyable that women do not want to do it at all. Maybe it could have been something that they tried previously and had a horrible experience. It really pains me that some girls, when they're at school, have a terrible time at sport and PE lessons. It really, really upsets me. But also there are club setups which don't actually make exercising for girls or taking part at club level particularly appealing. There are other girls which have terrible experiences at the swimming pool based on what they have to wear and how they might feel about their bodies and how they feel that they look and the response that they get from others about that. It can be really, really damaging. Other things or other reasons why women might find sport and exercising a little bit scary is due to a lack of self-belief or self-confidence. They don't think that they can actually do it, or they might have preconceived ideas about needing to be of a certain ability or look a certain way to take part in sport and exercise in the first place. And to me, I find it so sad. And I really am passionate about finding ways for us to break through these barriers. And it is much, much better now than it has been in many, many years, but there is still a long way to go. I firmly believe that sport and exercise is for everyone. It is a space that should be everybody's comfortable home, no matter what your background, who you are, or what you look like. I also believe for women, the fitness, sport and exercise space is something that we need to fill a lot more. This is one of the reasons why I do this job, why I do my job as a personal trainer, as an advocate for women taking part in physical activity, as a person who just wants mums and women to thrive to the best of their ability so that you can love your life and get the most out of it as possible. I am so passionate about women becoming the best version of themselves. And this is why I run my Happy Thriving Mums program, where I focus on improving the happiness, the health and the fitness of women in an easy and attainable way. Because I believe if things are easy, attainable and simple, you are more likely to adhere to them. You are more likely to find ways to fit them into your daily life with ease and flow and enjoy them. It's so important. If you're interested in taking part in this program, there is lots of information and a link in the show notes, so please do check it out. Regardless of who you are, man, woman, child, age, whatever, exercise is so important. And I've previously spoken about the benefits of exercising, but I'm going to do a bit of a recap now. If we exercise regularly, we are more likely to live longer. We're going to stay healthier. We are less likely to become ill. You are much more likely to maintain a better weight, which is suitable for your size. You're going to be stronger. We additionally gain mentally through improved confidence, resilience, improved mental health, and it also improves your mood and your outlook on life. If you saw exercise on a shelf, in a shop, in a supermarket, and you read the benefits and the gains that you would get from it, how could you walk past that product on the shelf? You would buy it, right? You would totally be like, I need that in my life. I'm going to get it if I get all these amazing benefits from it. However, so many people don't. So many women don't exercise. And the reasons that they don't do it are really varied. The list is long, and it can range from not having enough time to not having enough money to no childcare, being worried about what other people would think of women or themselves doing the exercise, not feeling good enough to take part in the exercise or the activity, lack of facilities, the fact that they just don't find it enjoyable. The list goes on, and I get it. I completely understand. There are so many barriers to so many things, and it's hard to fight through all of them. You need to pick your battles. But I believe in the power of exercise, and I'm really, really passionate about it, as I've already said. Exercise to me can be magic. And although there is a big, big list of reasons why people don't exercise or can't exercise or don't want to exercise, if we're really honest here, this is just a list full of excuses. And I know that's probably not going to be a popular thing to say, but it is a very honest thing to say. If you replace the word exercise with using social media, watching Netflix, going to the cinema, going clothes shopping, something like that, many of the reasons not to do those things would be the same. For example, you don't have enough time to go and watch a movie at the cinema, or you don't have the funds to go and buy your clothes. But people are much more likely to make the effort to get through these barriers to actually do these things. And I'm not saying things like going to the cinema or going shopping or watching Netflix are bad things to do. They are so great. In many circumstances, they're amazing. They're a form of relaxation. They're a way to get away from the situation or the kind of daily life experiences. It's an escapism. It's a brilliant way to have a bit of a rest. But we choose what we make time for. We choose what to do with our money, with our time, with how we fill our day. We choose to do what is important to us. And for some reason, people still don't see exercise as important, regardless of the evidence and the proof. There is so much to say how wonderful it is in so many different ways. I think another thing that kind of almost plays against people wanting to exercise or do fitness-related activities is the fact that we are creatures of habit. We are creatures of habit which are hardwired to follow a path of least resistance. What I mean by this is exercise, if you really go for it, it is hard. Exercising is hard. If you want to see real results from your efforts, you need to work at it. You need to work hard. You need to push your body. And sometimes this can feel horrible. I exercise most days, and when I do a really hard training session, I do not enjoy it. It is not good. It is not fun. At the time, I'm thinking, when will this end? It is tiring. It can hurt, but in a kind of good way. Like if it hurts badly, then something is going wrong. You're doing something wrong. But it should feel like it's a stretch. It should feel like you are pushing through to try and carry on. And this is a very unnatural approach to things, okay? If we find something which is hard, we quite often shy away from it, especially now that technology makes things so much easier for us. The other problem I think people have with exercise is linked to this idea of immediate gratification. We want everything now these days, don't we? And in so many different circumstances, we are able to take shortcuts to get to where we need to be or to get things quicker. Amazon deliveries, food deliveries, getting from A to B in the fastest time due to different apps that you can use to bypass all the traffic, things like that. But also with social media has made our attention spans so much shorter than they once were. So if we don't get results quickly, if we don't get a quick dopamine hit from flicking through and scrolling through Instagram, which goes on and on and on and on and on, we can lose interest. I know this is a tough conversation. I know some of these things are quite tough to hear, but I often have conversations with clients about getting a bikini body or a more toned body or getting sculpted shoulders and arms, whatever it is, whatever they are looking for if they want to look a certain way. And some people want to get the results really quickly. They want to kind of do a training program. It takes them 2, 3, 4 weeks, and they want to have whatever their perfect end result is. Doing this is actually highly, highly unlikely. And even if it is achieved, it is very, very unlikely that it will be sustained. Because when you get quick results, it means that the body really hasn't had time to adapt. You kind of might get a little bit disinterested, because you've reached your goal, and then things might go back the other way. Real change takes time. And that is something that we don't really want to hear, right? We want to have a quick fix. We want it done yesterday. But to find real change, you need to form habits. And once you achieve a goal, you need to carry on in terms of exercise and fitness. Because if you stop, things can be reversed, okay? It takes a little while, so it does take time. So if you've done a strength training program and you've improved your strength, it will take you around maybe 6 weeks, if you didn't do anything, for your exercise level, your new fitness level, to start regressing, to start being reversed. Cardiovascular fitness is a slightly different time frame. But if you stop your exercise program and you did nothing else, your fitness will always reverse back to what it was to start with, or worse if you completely stop and don't do anything. So really, in the fitness world, your work is never done. You need to keep going. You need to keep up to maintain your level of fitness, and then you need to push through harder if you want to get better and better and better. So, sorry to tell you these hard truths, and I'm not trying to put you off. I'm not trying to put you off and make this sound impossible or challenging or pointless, because it really, really is not. There are so many benefits to it, and it can be so much fun if you do it well and if you do it right. So what is it that we need to do to actually take on and follow a fitness journey effectively, successfully, and in a way that we can maintain it, sustain it, and carry on? Really what we are looking for here is a little bit bigger. It's not just starting to do a little bit of exercise. It's starting to take on a lifestyle change that becomes so ingrained in your life that you can't do without it, or it just becomes such the norm that it's something that you do without blinking an eyelid. The benefits I mentioned earlier are yours for the taking, but you do need to devote time to it. Although it doesn't need to be loads of time. Even if you did 20 minutes 3 times a week, you would start to see changes. You would start to see improvements. And if you are honest, if you break up that 1 hour per week into 3 20-minute slots, I know that you can find the time to do it. And I really know as well that with a little bit of planning and a little bit of thought, you can do it in a way that suits you, which is fun, which is maintainable, and which will give you all those wonderful benefits without you really realizing what you're doing. Sounds good, right? So, what can you do to make exercising, taking part in fitness activities that little bit more appealing, and may I even say fun? Here we go. I've got my 3 ideas for you this week for you to try and choose from and go from there. Idea number 1, tag a friend. Get a friend on board. We are social beings. We work on different levels. Having a friend to exercise with is a great plan. It can help you be so much more successful when you start exercising, and it can be really successful in maintaining that level of exercise that you need to do week in, week out to carry on and get you to your goals. There are so many benefits of having an exercise buddy. They can be your cheerleader. and you can be their cheerleader and you can cheer them along the way. Secondly, you have somebody that you are accountable to, and this can make you more motivated because you know that if you pull out of a session, whether it's just going for a walk with a friend or going for a run together or going to a class together, you know that if you don't turn up, you might be letting your friend down, and you don't want to do that. No one likes letting somebody down. Therefore, it has been shown that if you have a workout buddy or whatever you want to call it, you are more likely to adhere to a program. Finally, it also gives you an excuse, a dedicated time to get together with a friend and catch up on life, have a chat, laugh, smile, have a shared experience. Getting a friend involved in a new exercise regime or a already existing one is a brilliant idea. So my first idea to make fitness and exercising more fun is to get a friend involved. Idea number 2 is to be creative with what you choose to do. Your time is precious. I know that as a mum, my spare time is precious. And if I'm going to exercise, I am going to do something that I will enjoy as much as I possibly can. So if previously you have found more conventional types of exercise, maybe going for a bike ride, maybe going for a jog, running, or just doing like a workout at home, just don't work for you. You don't find them fun, you don't find them interesting or enjoyable. There are now so many different things that you can choose from that maybe you previously would never have considered. A few examples, you can do hula hoop workout classes now. So I know a friend has a hula hoop kind of school where they do weekly regular classes. Everyone's got hula hoops and it's all about that. It's amazing for core strength and sculpting that area of your body. Really good for cardiovascular workout. It's great. Another one that you could try is pole dancing classes, and believe me, you need to be strong to be good at those. If you don't start strong and you keep it up, by the end of those lessons, over a period of time, you will be strong. Because obviously you've got to maintain your body weight, hold yourself in different positions. It's really, really important for that. So pole dancing class is another one. You can even do mini trampoline classes now, although I would not recommend these if your pelvic floor muscles are not strong. We don't even want to think about the results of that. But again, amazing fun and great for cardiovascular workout. Other things which can give you a whole different kind of range of benefits, not just physical ones, things like open water swimming. This is getting more and more popular, and it has been said that doing some kind of cold water exposure is amazing for your mental health. I think it's something to do with the whole kind of like doing something really difficult and overcoming a real challenge. And it's meant to be made. I mean, there's loads of other benefits as well. It's good for circulation, although it can be freezing. And I think for some people that one is a big no-no because some people just hate being cold. But it is something that you can do. I know I've tried for the past few years on my birthday's in February, to go for a dip in the sea. And I did it on my 40th and I just loved it. It was amazing. And I tried to do it last year, but the beach we went to, the sea was so choppy. It was a pebbly beach that all you heard and saw were these massive waves, and in the wake of the wave there was all these stones being like turned upside down and over the top. So my husband told me I couldn't go in, which was probably very sensible. But getting in some kind of cold water, even, and obviously this is a really preferable version of it if you're really pushing the boat out, in a spa somewhere there's a lovely plunge pool. I did that a few years ago when I went to visit a friend in Iceland at one of the lagoons there. It is amazing. The benefits are great. So doing something like that could be really, really good. A couple of other ideas, circus classes. There's places where you can go and learn a whole different load of circus skills. And again, that's good for strength, a lot of those, and balance, coordination, which are all things that we need to be working on, especially as we age. And another one is CrossFit. CrossFit is having a day at the moment. I think you've seen there's CrossFit Games. There's loads of different ways to get involved in it, and it's so, so popular. And also really good for a range of different ages. So there's so many different ways that you can get involved. You might also want to take up or retake up a sport that you might have enjoyed when you were younger, or something that you tried when you were younger and thought, actually, I didn't like that, but maybe I like it now. It might have been something you had to give up, a martial arts maybe, or even something like playing tennis. Tennis is so sociable. It's a great form of exercise, and many tennis clubs are so friendly. Netball is also a great sport to return to because they have lots of return to netball programs, and additionally they also have lots of different positions within a netball court, so there's a lot of scope and range for people to do different jobs. I used to play in a netball team where the shooter there, she was well into her 60s and she was incredible. So netball is actually a sport that has something for everybody. So that was idea number 2. Be creative with what you choose to do. Don't just do the norm or the kind of traditional exercise fitness things. Choose something that's really fun and works for you. My final idea to try and put the fun into fitness is for you to think about your future self. Think about your future self. If you need motivation to get into exercising or doing something which will help your fitness more regularly, think about how, by doing the work right now, whether it's doing yoga, going to the gym, doing one of the classes that I've just mentioned, or even a home workout, how by doing that now will you feel in the future? Okay, so this could be well into the future in years to come, or it could be in the half an hour's time after you've finished your exercising. How will you feel then? The release of endorphins and how good you feel after doing some kind of exercise, even just a 10-minute walk around the block, is amazing. It is like a kind of magic. There's a feeling of achievement. There's a feeling of just kind of like, I have done something for myself today. And it makes you feel really, really good. Think about future you. Say if you have been meaning to start an exercise journey and you start it now because maybe you're aiming to lose a little bit of weight and get back into your favourite dress or jeans. How great in 3 months' time, say, would it feel if you have achieved that and you know that all your hard work has been worthwhile? How will it feel in even 10 years' time that you are feeling fitter and stronger than you ever have been before, something that maybe you didn't even consider that you would, and that you are able to just like maintain this amazing life because you're still feeling full of energy and vigour and ready to tackle the day head on with excitement. All of those things are truly, truly worth it. And whilst exercising at the time may not feel fun, the after results are really, really what you're aiming for. So my final idea is to think about exercising for future you rather than putting in the excuses now for current you. Do it for you in the future. So I would love to hear which one of these 3 ideas really appeals to you, whether it's exercising with a friend, being more creative in your exercise choice, or exercising for your future self. I would love to know which one is most appealing to you and you will give a try. Please tell me in the comments. If you like this episode, please click follow so you never miss one. I really hope that today's episode has inspired you to think slightly differently about exercising and that it can be fun. We can put the fun into fitness, and I know that you won't regret it. So I hope you manage to fit some exercise into your week and you even enjoy it. Have a brilliant week and I will see you next time.